In this video, we will continue with Volume 12, Prologue, Clowns on the Run, Part 1. And before we start, this video contains spoilers from the anime and manga series. And by the way guys, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to get notifications for upcoming videos. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Yuuki Kagurazaka as a genius. In his original world, he already had a special power. The mental force is called psychokinesis, a superpower, one he gave birth to. However, he never intended to use this power. Because he knew that if others discovered his power, he would become a spectacle. Despite the monotony of daily life, he seemed to enjoy himself. He has a loving parent and many friends. It was easy for him to make money. As much as he wanted it, he got nothing. He was not satisfied. One fateful day, however, tragedy ensued. When he was just starting middle school, both of Yuuki's parents died in a car accident. It was not the fault of his parents. Kagurazaka's car was struck by a truck driver who was sleeping behind the wheel. Only Yuuki, who was sleeping in the backseat, survived. Yuuki found this incredibly unfair. He hates the guilty driver, but he can do nothing about it. Japan is a country of law and order, and personal revenge is against the law. When the verdict of the trial came, he realized various things. He realized the incompetence of the transportation company, as they contracted the work under unreasonable conditions. They put all the pressure on their field workers, and these workers had to stay employed despite overwork. The driver was also victimized in a sense. Then the mistake will fall on the transportation company, but that's also not true. If they reject the request from their important clients, they will not order from them in the future. One does not simply reject the requests of an old client. In that case, they will need to improve the management of their business, but hiring skilled drivers is also not easy. Although the company wants to take young talents and train them, their circumstances so far do not allow them to save effort. Yuuki couldn't help but exclaim. There are many unfair things in this world, yet his hands are bound. At the end of the day, sin lies in the wrong structures of society. He wants revenge on this society. But Yuuki did nothing. He was a genius, but quickly realized his limit. This world is highly developed. Even with his superpower, it's not enough to make an impact. He had no chance of winning against an army. And even if he could, there was no future for him if he did. Yuuki also thought about destroying society and rebuilding it from the ground up, but it will bring many into misery. He can't do such a thing. If he really wanted to change society as a whole, he had to do it gradually, slowly increasing the number of like-minded companions. Only when he becomes a politician will he be able to shape this country in his image. This is the only solution within his reach. But walking this path will require patience. It is a feasible goal, he has to work hard, but it will take several decades. Yuuki was torn, but before he could conclude, he found himself in the other world. Yuuki is called by the demon lord Kagurazaka and his deep resentment. He lost his physical body and became purely spiritual instead. But he did not lose power as the cursed lord. He spent a long time preparing for his resurrection. To see it in fruition, he made a calling to a body compatible with his spiritual body. Naturally, he had to make sure the person he was calling was carefully restrained. No wrong steps were allowed in this ritual, so as a precaution, he used his power of dominance to carve a curse before being summoned. First, he will crush the mind of the one he wants to summon, before the target knows what hit it. Next, Kagurazaka will remove the strength of its soul and retrieve its body to revive itself. That became the whole of his plan. Kagurazaka didn't record only one thing, the person he called Yuuki. The curse has proven ineffective. With his genius, Yuuki already understood the rules of this world. When he crossed the worlds, he got the power he wanted, the power to change the world. It is the power of the soul, a pure form of energy that can freely adapt to its nature. Its name is unique skill, creator. When he tells Rimuru that he doesn't have any special ability, he lies down naturally while breathing. His first act of creation, using his skill, was to create the ability to lose evil intentions against himself, anti-skill. At that moment, Kagurazaka's scheme was broken. He even lost to Yuuki, he became a servant in the process. On the other hand, Yuuki discovers his raison d'être in this world. It is a world where the strong trample on the weak. It is built on an imperfect system that will have a long way to go until it is fully built. And so, Yuuki thought that if he could be the ruler of this world, then he would lead this world in the right direction. Yuuki is determined to challenge this unfair world. His next step is to fight against this very world. Conquest of the world. Yuuki began to move towards his goal. Yuuki, accompanied by Laplace, Footman, and Terre, escapes from the chaos they bring out of the church. Their first priority was to escape from the Holy Empire of Lubelius. While it's tempting to hang out a little further to watch the excitement unfold, it's not worth the risk. The raging hero Chronoa isn't a force to be taken lightly, and she's certainly not someone Yuuki can control. She shows up recklessly. Everyone is her enemy. She is a truly terrifying force. Granbell must have known this when he asked to work with Yuuki. It was a tough pill for him to swallow, but Yuuki had to admit that he was easily outsmarted this time. Ain't we the biggest losers here? Laplace complained. All that work distracting Demon Lord Luminos to get an opening, and we were this close to getting the ultimate weapon, the hero, that one's on a whole other level.